Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Got a show lined up for you today. Before we do anything, give me that thumbs up down there. Hit it for me. Subscribe for me. All you do is hit that bell, go up, and hit all. It'll help you get my videos. It's free to you. Helps me out a lot. Just helps you get my videos. So if you do that before we get started, I appreciate it. We got Sunday review to go over. We got Virginia Tech, South Carolina to go over. We got Miami, Notre Dame. We got some Ricky Gibson news, Ron Williams news. Tennessee flipped the edge rusher today. We're going to talk about all that. Normal Monday, we'd be talking about polls, all that stuff, but it's not a normal Monday. You got North Carolina, TCU tonight. So tomorrow we'll have the new polls, talk about all that good stuff. Let's quit blabbering about it. Let's get into it, y'all. Appreciate you tuning in. First things first, let's go over South Carolina, Virginia Tech. This game was actually a pretty good game. It was 10-8 at one point, and then I think it was 14-11, maybe something like that. Then South Carolina returned a punt. Game over. Norris Sellers played okay. He had 13 carries, 25 yards, 12 and 19 for 209 and a touchdown. He had a touchdown on the ground, too. He could have played better, could have played worse. They got the win. That's all that matters. I think it was 17-11 at one point. Yeah, 17-11. And then they returned that kick. It was over the punt. Virginia Tech surprised me a little bit. They actually played pretty decent. South Carolina surprised me a little bit too because they did not play as good as I thought they would. They wasn't terrible or nothing. I figured they would handle Virginia Tech. You can see my redneck Tennessee blanket hanging up in the background out there. All in all, I was not very impressed with South Carolina. But it's week one. Like I said on last show, we don't overreact to week one, yo. Everybody still found their groove. Nick Harper had a hell of a catch in the corner of the end zone. It wasn't a catch because he bobbled it on his way out of bounds. It's still a hell of a catch. Shows you what kind of athleticism he has. The dude's like 6'5", 240. Freaking runs like a 4.4. Absolutely crazy athleticism. That did get called back, though. South Carolina's pretty much in control of this game, but Virginia Tech kept hanging around. They got safety. Then they scored, got a field goal, but not really at any point in that game did you think Virginia Tech was going to pull that game out. At least I didn't. Y'all let me know what you think. Well, if y'all watched it or not. Y'all, it's Monday. Mondays suck. I want to show y'all how I feel about Mondays. After watching football all weekend, even last night, you have to wake up and go to work. That's how I feel about this Monday. I feel like that Alabama fan that was on the camera giving ESPN the bird. I feel like that about every Monday. Y'all, most Mondays you got polls, all that to talk about. Today we got limited news as far as that goes because North Carolina TCU played tonight. I never did a prediction on TCU, North Carolina. I'm taking TCU. I like TCU's quarterback. I think Belichick's really not cut out for the college game. They brought in a bunch of guys. I can't lie to you and say I know a lot about North Carolina, but I don't. I just know TCU's quarterback's pretty good. They had a decent team last year. Seemed like they was getting it together as the year went on. So I'm going to take TCU. I think the spread's 3.5. I'm just going to take TCU straight up. I don't know enough about North Carolina to really decide one way or the other. This right here is what kills me about South Carolina. They literally dumped the Gatorade bath on Beamer after beating an unranked Virginia Tech team, y'all. Virginia Tech lost Vandy last year. Virginia Tech has done nothing special in the last 10, 15 years. And South Carolina celebrates by dumping Gatorade on their coach like they just beat Georgia or something. It's absolutely crazy. South Carolina has little brother energy, y'all. And if you didn't see the video where I talked about their terrible Nike deal they signed, I mean, they got absolutely freaking hosed by Nike, y'all. I don't care how bad I want to be in Nike school, you should never take a deal as bad as South Carolina took. They're getting $500,000 a year from Nike and one alternate uniform. That's it for 10 years. $5 million for 10 years just to be in Nike school. You know Under Armour's taking care of them better than that. I would have stuck with Under Armour. There's no way I'd have took that crappy deal. To put it in perspective, Tennessee just signed a $20 million deal with Adidas. Because Nike was treating us like we was South Carolina, and we said, screw you. We'll go to Adidas, who's going to treat us like kings. We're Adidas' flagship program. We get to have all the say in our uniforms. Almost $10 million that's going to go to athletes, to pay our athletes. Our players are going to be in national ads, all that. You can mess around and find a good deal if you're not so worried about having that Nike check on your uniform. And I mean, that's recruits are going where the money is, and Tennessee can make Adidas cool again. I really think they can. That got me. I got sidetracked there. South Carolina acting like they won the damn national title after beating Virginia Tech is typical South Carolina. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Up next, this game was a good game. Miami got up 21-7. Ended up winning 27-24. One thought I want to make clear is I think Notre Dame might have messed up by letting Steve Angeli go to Syracuse. I think he looked better than C.J. Carr looked at any point in that game yesterday. And Miami's got a good offense, but Miami was a terrible defense last year. I'm sure they're probably a little improved this year. But I really think Tennessee has a better defense than Miami this year. I mean, almost everybody would say that. And I think Angeli looked better against their good defense than Carr looked against Miami's mediocre defense. I don't know if Jeremiah Love got hurt or something because they didn't really use him much. I mean, he did have 10 carries for 33 yards. I figured he'd get at least 20-some. They did not use him or play him as much as I thought they would. He was in all game. I don't know if it was just not their game plan or what, but they did lose a fumble. C.J. Carr threw 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's not bad stats. I just feel like he never really impressed me. And I know Notre Dame don't have the greatest wide receivers in the country. I picked Notre Dame to lose that game. And I picked Notre Dame to lose against Texas A&M too. I'm not a big believer in Notre Dame this year. Luckily for them, after they play A&M, they think really the only tough game they have on their schedule is USC maybe. So it's entirely possible they lose to A&M and they just lost Miami and they still find their way in the playoffs somehow with their easy schedule. At one point, it was looking like they was going to get blown out, but they fought back, so I'll give them credit for that. On the road, they fought back. Carson Beck played a pretty good game. 20-31, 205, 2 touchdowns. I thought he looked pretty good. Their running back, Mark Fletcher, he ran hard, 4.4 yards per carry. He was breaking quite a few tackles. Then Shamar Brown, he played pretty good too. Not quite as good as Fletcher Jr., but he played okay. Miami pounded the rock, play action. I mean, typical Mario Cristobal football. Like I said, they jumped out to a lead, let Notre Dame come back, but they finished the job, and that's the main thing. That's the story of the game. You want to win. They ended up winning the game. It ended up being closer than it was looking for a little while, but props to Notre Dame for fighting back. From what I gained of it, Miami will probably be right up there with Clemson and ACC. I don't think they're really a national title contender, but they're a playoff contender, and it's week one, y'all. I said it. I'll say it again. I'll say it for the 100th time. Do not overreact to week one. The only reason I really kind of said that about Alabama yesterday is because it looked like exactly like they looked last year. I mean, it's the same exact Bama from last year. They got out physical. It's just, I don't know what Caitlin and Boy's doing, but that's one I did overreact to because there's been no change over this all off season to that first game. I mean, they looked against Vandy, like they did against us last year, Michigan, Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma freaking beat them by 3 touchdowns last year, and there's 2 touchdown favorites in that game. I just don't know if DeBoer's cut out for the SEC, y'all. I really don't. He could still turn it around, but it's not looking good for him because Alabama fans are done turning on him. Anyway, Tennessee got some more recruiting news today. This bumped us up to number 7 in the country, y'all. We're basically guaranteed a top 10 class now unless something just off the wall happens out of nowhere. We flipped Hezekiah Harris from Auburn. He is 6'5", 230, top 100 player in the country, y'all. And if I'm not mistaken, his brother plays for Auburn. Let me look that up real quick. Because I'm pretty sure he does. So that's a potential look for a transfer portal thing. It's really not telling me on here. But I'm pretty sure his brother plays for Auburn because that's what they were saying. It'd be hard to flip him from Auburn because his brother plays there. But we did flip him, just another top 100 player to the roster, y'all. Hype on them's killing it recruiting this year. We just flipped number 1 wide receiver in the country, Tristan Keys. Then we just flipped him. Tristan Keys is number 7 overall player in the country. He's a top 100 guy. We've already got 4 or 5 stars according to where you look. We got Celeste Moa, Gabriel Ascenda, Tristan Keys, and then Faison Brandon. I mean, Heupel's doing the damn thing, y'all. He really is. I think the Adidas deal is helping because when these guys get there next year, we're going to be under Adidas, and Adidas can pay these guys NIL already. The guys on the roster, they're getting it somehow, but they cannot wear any Adidas gear, obviously, because we're Nike. But these guys in the 26 class that'll be there next year, that Adidas deal is going to them. A lot of that Adidas money will go to them. They'll be the first guys getting to be in commercials, all that stuff, which the current players that'll be there next year will too. But that's why when we signed that Adidas deal, I try to tell y'all, you just cannot understate how huge that was for our program, y'all. People can make fun of Adidas. They can talk crap about us for going to Adidas all they want to, but that deal is absolutely huge, and it will take Tennessee to the next level. It's already doing it. We're 7th in the country, and we still got flip targets, y'all. We could end up top 5 class this year. If things go right on the football field, that's absolutely very possible. So look out for the Vols on the recruiting trail. We're out here flipping recruits like they're damn burgers, y'all. We're going to start throwing some cheese in between them and make us a double. Between Faison and Hezekiah Harris, and not Faison, but Tristan Keys. Hezekiah Harris, throw a piece of cheese in between them. Let's find another one and flip it. If Alabama has a bad year, y'all, their players are going to start looking around. So let's not act like all these players are stuck where they're at right now. When you get good news, you always get bad news too sometimes, y'all. That's just part of it. Ricky Gibson, starting cornerback, will be out for an extended period after injuring his left arm in Saturday's season opening win against Syracuse. Gibson, a returning starter, left Saturday's game in the second quarter. Coach Josh Heupel did not specify what the injury was or reveal the possible timeline for the return of Gibson, who had 32 tackles, 5 pass breakups, and a forced fumble last year. That's a big loss, y'all. Hopefully, Jermod McCoy gets back this week, or at least against Georgia. We're already down him. Boo Carter's working his way back. I say Boo Carter's minutes are about to skyrocket again thanks to this injury. We can still got Jalen McMurray, Colton Hood. We got depth at corner, y'all. But obviously you want your stars out there against the big dogs like Georgia. But I think we can battle through it as long as he's just out a few weeks. Even if he is out for more than that. I've said all season I love our corner depth. If any spot on the field, on the defense has depth to withstand some injuries, it's the defensive line and it's cornerback. So I'm not too concerned about it. Obviously, you're playing Georgia. You want your best guys. It's Gunner Stockton didn't look that great against Marshall, but, a lot of times Georgia plays Tennessee, all their quarterback looks good. Like last year, Carson Beck had all year. He has best game win against Tennessee after we jumped up 17-3. So, unfortunately, that sucks for y'all. Ricky Gibson's out for an extended time. If you know anything about Heupel's not giving anything. He's going to tell you they're injured, and that's it. That's how it rolls, Heupel. Last thing I want to discuss, Ryan Williams is in concussion protocol. May miss the next game. I figured this was coming after the hit he took against Florida State, but if you don't know, he took a hit. They called targeting to begin with, and the targeting was overturned. I don't know why this ain't wanting to pop up right. But anyway, he took a hit. It was right to the head area. I'm pretty sure he did get a concussion. He's in protocol. He's probably not going to play this Saturday. Good news is I think they're playing Louisiana, Lafayette, somebody like that, and they play Wisconsin the next week, so he'll probably be back before then. So it's not that big of a deal, but I still just can't get it over how bad they looked Saturday. But it's still week one. Try not to overreact. But, man, it looked a lot like last year. Like they just learned no lessons from last year. Like Kalen DeBoer just don't get SEC ball. If you never watched Josh Pate, I love Josh Pate, but he's argued with people about Kalen DeBoer that it don't matter that he don't know the SEC, that he's going to win. And look at how he's recruiting. That's the most flabbergasting part is he's got the most talented roster in the country if you ask recruiting sites. Even more than Georgia, Ohio State, all of them. He has the most talent in the country, and he's losing to teams like Vandy and Michigan with no quarterback and half their defense gone. And Oklahoma couldn't beat nobody last year hardly. And then Florida State went 2-10 last year. Is Florida State improved? Absolutely. Are they improved enough to beat Alabama by 2 touchdowns? Probably not. But I just wanted to cover the few little news stories and Tennessee flipping the guy, go over yesterday's games. I ain't going to lie, I was pretty impressed with it. The way Miami looked against Notre Dame, is that Notre Dame's not as good this year or Miami's really that good? I'm not sure because I've not been sold on Notre Dame all offseason if you watch my videos. Said South Carolina, they didn't really impress me much yesterday. Lenore Sellers is a hell of an athlete and made some pretty good throws. Still not sold on them like the rest of the country is either. I'm anxious to see when the polls come out tomorrow where everybody's ranked. So y'all tune in for that. I'm sure we'll have some more news as well to go over. We'll talk about North Carolina, TCU, talk about the new rankings. I'm sure there'll be other stuff for us to go over. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up for me. Get in the comment section. Hit that bell, go up, hit all. Help helps the channel. I appreciate it if you please do that for me. I appreciate y'all tuning in. God bless you. And as always, go Vols.